Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today we find ourselves in a fantasy world where we'll be embarking on a quest of math, strategy, and fantasy. Matica Quest is the math game for kids where you'll level up your skills by solving math-based quests. The word Matica comes from helping students become automatic or automatica in basic math facts. It's for 2 to 6 players, takes about 30 minutes to play, is great for elementary and middle school adventurers aged 7 and up, and is published by Optimal Math. Now today, we're going to be doing a rule school, where I'm going to teach you how to set up and play the game so that you don't have to read the rulebook yourself, so let's get started. Matica Quest is the math game for kids, where you'll level up skills by solving math-based quests. You'll take on the role of one of these classes, which gives you a unique ability throughout the game to give you different strategies. You'll be trying to complete quests, easy, medium, and hard, for 1, 2, or 3 points, trying to come up with equations that match the numbers on the card. For example, 7 times 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32. And you'll also possibly use one action from the cards played, like draw an extra card at the end of your turn. Or you might be combining a 0 with a number, like 140 minus 6 minus 4 is 130, a hard one for 3 points. And you're trying to have the most points from all of the quests that you've completed once somebody gets to 7 quests. And who says homework can't be fun? You can download the Matica Quest app for free from the Google or Apple Play Store to add to your homeschool curriculum or just play for fun. Matica Quest is for 2 to 6 players, takes 30 minutes to play, is great for elementary and middle school adventurers aged 7 and up, and is published by Optimal Math. So let's see if you have what it takes to get the most points from completed quests. To set up, you're going to find the quest deck, which looks like this. You're going to shuffle those cards up, and you're going to place 3 quests face up. As you can see, there's different types: easy, medium, and hard, all worth different amounts of points. If you're playing with younger children, you'll split those up into 3 decks. 1 deck for easy, 1 for medium, 1 for hard. You'll shuffle those decks separately, and then you'll place a display for each of those types as shown here in easy, medium, and hard row. The younger players will do the easy ones, and the older ones can do the medium and hard quests. Next, you're going to find the playing card deck that looks like this. Shuffle up all those cards, place it next to the quest deck, and then you're going to deal each player 5 cards. When you get those cards, you'll pick them up, put them in your hand. You can look at them, but you don't necessarily want to show them to the other players. Optionally, you can play with these class cards. This allows everyone to have a special ability that they're able to use each turn. If you want to play with these, deal 1 out to each player. Any ones not being used can be placed back in the box. The object of the game is to have the most points in the end, and you're going to be getting points by completing these quests. 1 point for easy, 2 points for mediums, and 3 points for hard. Now turns are going to go in clockwise order. On your turn, you're going to go through a few different steps. First of all, if you're using the class cards, you would activate that card. This says at the start of your turn, you may discard 1 card from your hand to draw 2 cards. So maybe we discarded at 8 and drew 2 cards from here. If this deck is ever empty, you'll shuffle the discard pile to make a new draw deck. These class cards are typically in front of each player, but I place them next to this deck just for the ease of showing you how it works. Then you're going to try to solve a quest. You can only solve 1 quest on your turn, and you can decide which one to solve. To complete these quests, you're going to be playing cards in front of you with different numbers. I'm going to be placing them close to these quest cards just for the ease of showing you how this works. Now, when playing cards, you can use as many that are in your hand. In this case, I'm using 3 of them, and you get to decide the order of operations and how things are equated. For example, I'm going to say 7 minus 4. That gives me 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. I could play these 3 cards and get this 6. If you do complete a quest, you take that quest card, you put it in front of you, and you refill the quest deck for the next player. Now keep in mind, players are encouraged to write out their equations on paper, and make sure that you're using parentheses for your order of operations. You'll then draw back up to 5 cards into your hand from the play deck. Now you'll be discarding the cards into a discard pile next to the play deck, but I want to point out that some of these cards, these yellow-backed ones, are actions, and the last step you do in your turn is if you completed a quest using the equation of the cards, you can activate at most 1 of these abilities. In this case, there's only 1 available, so we'll use it. So right now it says draw an extra card at the end of our turn. So we had just drawn up to 5, we'll draw an extra 1. These cards all then get discarded to a discard pile next to the play deck. However, let's say this is what we played. 9 times 4 is 36, minus 4 is 32. let's say we completed this, we would take this card, we'd get 2 points for it, we would refill this, but then look at this, we have 2 of these. I can only use at most 1 of these, so I'm either going to draw 2 extra cards at the end of my turn, or I'm going to draw an extra card at the end of my turn. Well, obviously in this case, I'm probably going to take the 2 extra because that's more cards, more options. And then it'll be the next player's turn clockwise, but let's show you a few more examples. Now let's say a player is going for this number 130. Let's say they say 140. Now a 0 is a special card. It must be combined with 1 or 2 digits to make a 2 or 3 digit number. So in this case, I made it 140, and then I'm going to minus 6, I'm going to minus 4, and that got me to 130. So that's how you use the 0 card. Or maybe you use the 0 to combine with an 8. So you go 80 divided by 4, that's going to get me 20. I can get the easy one. Or maybe I use the 0 with the 41. So it's 041, which is 41, minus 9 gets me to 32. Now keep in mind, I'm combining a 0 with 1 or 2 other cards. You can never combine 2 digits together that are between 1 and 9. You can only combine 0 with other numbers and only with 2 or 3 other cards. Now keep in mind that you can combine this with an action card because it's still a digit. Here it's 2 zeros, 20. However, you must include an operation in the equation. So in this case, we would have 20, and you can either divide by or multiply by the 1, keeping it 20, giving you the 20 here for 1 point. And at the end of my turn, I'd be able to do this action, which is pick another player, and you must exchange 1 card from your hand with each other. Essentially, you're picking a card, putting it face down in front of you, so is the other player, and then you're swapping those cards. Now keep in mind there's a helper card that has the turn order that helps you walk through the actual flow of a turn, and this is important because some card effects allow you to steal cards from players. Now keep in mind that players do not ever draw cards until the draw step number 5 on their turn. So if you have a card stolen from you, you'll actually have less cards to play with. You'll have 4 instead of 5 normally, until it's the end of your turn, where you'll draw up to a total of 5. Now there is a special card that you might play at the beginning of your turn. It's called the Mathematical Vortex. Now when you play this, what it's going to allow you to do is take all of the active quests, shuffle them into this deck, and draw 3 new ones. Then you'll redraw a card into your hand to replace the Mathematical Vortex. This would go into the discard pile. And now there's 3 other quests that you can try to solve. Now keep in mind, you're not always going to be able to solve a quest on your turn. If you cannot solve a quest, you simply discard your entire hand, draw back up to 5 cards, and it's the next player's turn. Now this will continue until the first player completes 7 quests. Now you can agree to play a different number of quests, like between 5 and 10 works well, but then you're going to count up all your points. Now remember, the points are here. So you look at all these points, and in this case I have 12. Whoever has the most wins, but keep in mind it's not always going to be who has completed the most quests, because whoever did the most hardest ones most efficiently will win. So you can actually do less quests than the other people, but you may still win because you did harder ones. Or conversely, if you focus on a lot of easy ones, you might rush the end of the game faster than they're able to do the harder quests because they might have maybe skipped some turns where they didn't do quests. And that's how you play Matica Quest. Well, I hope this helped you dive right into Matica Quest faster than you normally would if you had to read the rulebook yourself. Now to learn more or to purchase the game, you can click the link below me right in the description of this video.